Boom.
Bang.
Podcast episode 4.
Episode 4. That's going to be a month.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
What is it? Week 5 of the trip?
Yeah.
We're going into week 5?
So.
Or is this week 5? I don't even remember.
I've lost track completely.
Time has been fucking flying.
Yeah. We should have, 12 episodes if we do this once a week?
12 episodes.
Roughly?
Yeah. Sorry about last week, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Episode went up on Friday. We had some timing and some internet issues. But it's up by the time we're recording this. It's been up. So go check that out.
We're doing our best. We're traveling. Okay?
Yeah.
Cut us some slack.
Come on. We're trying to be eccentric here. We can't be eccentric and efficient all the time.
Yeah, and we got new segments coming out. We're fucking producing our balls off out
Yeah.
here, so.
Fucking producing. Yeah. He said it better. Producing our balls off. We've got the Move segment that we just recorded, and the Cream of the Crop segment, which we're having fun with. Last week's was
Things to do on a first date.
Things to do on a first date. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. We're really enjoying that.
I think the bottom line on that one was we have sauce.
Yeah.
We picked things that, like, allow us to showcase the Riz.
Yeah. That's one of my new favorite words.
Riz? Yeah, me too.
I love Riz.
It's got a good vibe. It flows off the tongue really well. It sounds nice.
It does. It sounds like electric.
Yeah, it does sound electric.
It's like you're
Those
powered
Z's.
up. Yeah.
Riz.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's magnetic.
Yeah.
Can't help it. Yeah, so we've left Glacier. We're now camping in the Grand Tetons. We've got a new view to show all of you.
French for big tits.
French for big tits. You could probably see my shirt. Nice Teton. Nice shirt we picked up at the tourist shop.
Yeah.
Enjoying it. But Jackson, man. What do you think of Jackson?
I love Jackson.
Jackson is a fucking sick town.
Yeah. That is honestly one of my favorite places I've been.
Yeah.
When we first pulled up, I was like, I need to move here immediately. Spending a little bit more time in there, I've realized it's a lot of old people. It's really expensive.
Yeah.
It's luxury mostly. So it's not really the number one place I need to live anymore, but this area is amazing. And I would love to be out here for the winter.
Yes.
Going to see Teton Village and Jackson Hole Mountain.
Yeah. Oh, you guys need to make your way out here if you've never made it out, which I bet a lot of you haven't.
Yeah.
Come out here, Jackson, Wyoming, Jackson Hole area. It's just fucking awesome.
Like we were saying, though, everybody knows about it now.
Yeah.
It probably at one point, I mean, I can vouch for it. I was here, and it was like a nothing town.
Yeah.
Probably 10 years ago, but now with social media, everything's it's a shit show almost.
That is a bummer. We were talking about that. That's like one of the major downsides of the internet and the globalization of like social media and everything.
There's no more secrets.
There's no more secrets, man.
Yeah.
There's no more hidden gems.
Yeah.
You pull up to like some spot that's real nice and like everybody else also knows about it.
Yeah. There's no more, like you were saying, like we pulled up here and you kind of didn't really know what it was going to be like.
Yeah.
And you got to see, like, you got to have that moment of like, holy shit, like I just stumbled across a gem.
Yeah.
But for everybody else that's like online and shit and pays attention to like travel magazine, all that.
They know all about it.
They know about Jackson Hole.
Yeah. And like I had that sensation, right?
Yeah.
But we were driving through the town and it's like New York City of like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like
facts.
There was tons of people crossing the crosswalks on like a Monday night.
Yeah, it was packed.
It was
when we
busy.
first pulled through.
Yeah. So yeah, social media has its downsides, even though it has great opportunities and great positives, like allowing us to do this.
I would say it's got more negatives than positives.
Yeah.
Like it's harder to find the positives, but like you were just saying, one of the positives is that so many more people can come out and do this kind of thing and like make a living for themselves.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can make a living.
Yeah.
And we can figure that out. But
yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so there's a few positives and a lot of negatives, like the fact that everybody's like that all the time.
Yeah, it's like fucking zombie apocalypse. Like everybody's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Google Maps.
I was just going to say, like, people would rather almost see it on their phone and, like, kind of get that cheap dopamine from seeing it and being like, oh, yeah, like, watching somebody else do it.
Yeah.
I was going to shit talk that, but that's mostly going to be people that are watching this. So
Yeah. It's
So keep doing that. It's actually a great thing to do.
Yeah.
I really love where your heads are at, and yeah, stay strong on that.
Don't live in the moment. Consume content.
Consume as much content as possible.
That's like an Alan Watts quote that I heard a lot about. If you guys don't know who Alan Watts is, he's
the G.
He's like basically my favorite like modern day philosopher type of guy. Super great. Did a lot of drugs. But one thing that he said was people oddly are more interested in reading about the event in the newspaper the next day rather than actually being in the event and being at the event. And that is fascinating because it's like if you're in the moment, it comes with like the downsides maybe of being uncomfortable or maybe you're like stressed out, but you actually got to be there and do that thing and you got to experience like the euphoric feeling of completing it or succeeding.
It's more work. Like you're able to avoid the work by reading it in the newspaper.
Yeah.
You don't have to put in any work. You still get a little bit of the flavor of you get to know what happened at least.
Yeah.
But it's especially prevalent now where like all these people would rather watch somebody. I can't think of a good example. I don't watch enough YouTube. But for example, Nelk. Yeah. Like they're huge because they party and get bitches. And I mean, we watch it and it's entertaining. But the reason why it's entertaining is because you kind of like get to see how that works rather than you going out and doing it.
There's like a fraction of you that feels like you went out and got bitches when you watch a Nelk video. And that's just
and all
not
you did was sat on the couch.
Yeah, you just fucking slammed a bunch of Mountain Dew and like
whereas when
Cheetos,
in order to go do what they were gonna do or what they do, you gotta like go talk to the women. You gotta like make yourself marketable, kind of like do all these hard things that are really not that hard. Yeah, but it requires much more effort than Mountain Dew and Cheetos.
Yeah, it's crazy that difference now. It's upsetting, but one thing that we've talked about too is that having so many people that are just consumed by that and like obsessed with that like feeling of living vicariously through someone else. Yeah. It creates this space for other people to rise to the top. It's like one thing that we noticed when we were kind of planning and like setting all this up and like just figuring out how this works is it's really not like that like it's not like too ultra competitive. Obviously there's like people at the top that are doing the space and you're competing for like viewers, but it's not like you're going to the office and you've got to have better margins than Jerry in the office like right next to you. It's like if you can put yourself on track to like achieve something, it seems like it's easier because there's so many people that just like couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, there's not a lot of competition. Like we're doing something unique, I would say. I like to think at least. Yeah. That this is pretty unique, and a lot of people, so that automatically eliminates like 90% of people are not doing what we're doing or even trying to. And then there's already, that's 10%, and you just need to be better than maybe 5% of them. Like, there's a lot of influencers now and a lot of content creators because there's a lot of people that consume the content. So there's just an abundance of opportunity right now in this space. I think we're hitting it at a good time. And like something else that we talk about a lot is being ourselves and being authentic because nobody can do that. That space is completely unoccupied. Yeah. The Sam and Henry space, no one's done that before.
No, literally 0 people have done this one.
Because there's only 1 and 2 of us right here. So.
Yeah. Which is, it's cool. And I think that's something that a lot of people are, at least I'll speak for myself, and I think that I am not that far off from the average person when I say this. But it's like that's what you want. That's what you're like thirsty for, is someone to just be actually themselves.
Absolutely.
And like you want them to be interesting and be entertaining and do all that fun shit. But if I have to choose between someone who's entertaining and clearly is just putting on a character versus someone that's entertaining and is being themselves, like the person that's being entertaining and being themselves is going to get my vote time over time.
Every time. And I feel like if you're meant to be doing this, your true authentic self is entertaining. Yeah. So like you don't really have to, like if you're going out and you're like, all right, I'm going to try and be a content guy, and you're trying to be yourself, and then you find that yourself is just not it really,
Yeah.
then that's not for you.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, just making this not really feel like a job is the number one thing for me. Just kind of sit out here, chat with you,
Yeah.
fucking be ourselves. It is getting a little chilly.
It is chilly. Yeah, I'm trying to wrap up a bit.
Yeah, the sun's not out right now.
That's one of the funny things about being right here is like when the sun pops out, it's a little too warm, and then when the sun goes behind the clouds, it's a little too chilly. So I've been popping my fleece on and off for like the last half an hour. I'm sure in like 5 minutes I'll be warmed up and I'll just be like popping, sweating bullets.
Yeah, that sun's right about to come out of that cloud. When it comes out, will be good.
That's gonna feel real nice.
Yeah. It'll defrost the fingies a little bit.
Yeah. One thing though that we've chatted a little bit about, but I just kind of wanted to talk about on the podcast for our friends was, and this kind of has to do with like there being a whole bunch of people that just like can't be bothered and just like consume whatever they're like being shown. It's a little bit different of an angle on that sentence, but it's what I showed you last week, where it's the L.A. County Health Department.
Oh my God!
And they're putting out a video through their like school district social media pages, which I think have been taken down now, those posts. But they were talking about how eating a donut is the same thing as eating a salad, and if you think any differently, it's because you have oppressive health standards or something.
So ridiculous.
Like they put out a video, and it was this woman, and she's like eating donuts, and someone comes up to her and is like, she's like, oh, would you like a donut, to her friend? She's like, oh no, that's okay, I'm on a diet. And then it cuts, and it's like, this is an example of an unhealthy health standard pushed by oppressive and old-fashioned views on blah blah blah. And it's like, what kind of world are we living in? Like, we, especially being out here in the woods, have been so disconnected from like the average society.
Yeah, the rest of the world. Yeah,
like that just seems so fucking foreign. Like,
I don't understand how that can be a thought that anyone has.
Yeah.
Especially someone in power talking to kids. Like,
yeah,
there's arguably no other point in your life that's more important for your nutrition than when you're a kid for your development.
Yeah.
And they're telling them it's okay to eat donuts instead of salad, and so that's just,
and that they're the same.
And it's oppressive to think otherwise.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, like,
outrageous.
To say that I have to earn my dessert by doing exercise, that's an unhealthy framework for your brain to work through, is just ludicrous. It's actually just insane. It's simple. You burn these calories in your mind, then you can rationalize consuming these extra calories. How is that like crazy?
See, the problem with that logic is that you operate on a level where like your dopamine's not completely fucked up.
Right.
These guys are literally just seeking pleasure any way that they can get it.
Yeah.
All the time. Discomfort, not a thing to them. Doing hard things, not a thing. That's another thing that we've kind of realized being out here is like the reward for doing hard shit and
immense.
Making uncomfortable decisions and like making the best out of it is amazing.
Yeah.
You feel so much better.
Yeah.
Like when I mean, if I'm eating a salad instead of eating like a double cheeseburger, I feel good.
Yeah.
If I'm eating the double cheeseburger, like in the moment, I'm happy. Afterwards, I'm like, dude.
Feel sluggish.
Yeah.
Feel like shit.
Exactly. I feel sluggish. The energy, like, it's just not a good conversion rate on food to energy there. So.
Nice.
It's, yeah. I mean, I've been on this health kick for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
And I feel way better. Like, it's just, you can't tell me otherwise at this point.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's fascinating. There's the people that are just hooked on the quick fix.
Yeah.
And I can speak for, like, I can speak on that because, and most people can.
Absolutely. I've been there.
Like, most people are raised in that. Like, for my friends that know me in college and whatever, like, I was smoking all the time. Like, I couldn't get enough. I was, like, addicted to the vapes and all that. It's like, now I've like broken out of that shell somehow just by being outside and not having any of that influence. But just like the idea of like getting the quick the quick dopamine, the short-term payoff rather than the long-term gratification is crazy. And maybe an even more relatable version of that than the nicotine and the vapes, because there is probably a bigger demographic of people that don't do that than people that do this. We just were at a gift shop and I bought a couple bags of candy. Because I was gonna buy one bag of candy. It was gonna be Sour Patch. Everybody knows Sour Patch is top
Patch
tier.
watermelon. Dude, so that's good. A good cream of the crop candy.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
We've got that one in the bag, like Munchies snacks.
Oh, we do. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I picked up this bag and I go to the cashier. She's like, "Oh, it's a $5 minimum, so you can either pay $5, which was gonna be like double the price. It was like a $2.50 bag of candy." So I was like, "No, it's okay. I'll go out and grab like something else." So I just went and grabbed another bag. Grabbed like a bag of Haribo gummy bears. And so we're another gas one. And we're hanging out in the Teton Village, which is like the little ski village here that they have right on the mountain. And I'm just like popping these candies and just chowing down. And after I got through like one of the bags, like I cracked the next bag, started popping Sour Patch is what I had second. And I literally started to feel like jittery. And I was like, I can't eat anymore. I cannot eat any more of this, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because like you go from like living in the city and you're like consuming constant sugar and all this stuff. Like you don't even feel it.
I see where you're going now.
Yeah. And when you don't get it, then you feel down.
Oh, it's bad.
Right.
You can't really get back into it.
Yeah.
Like I feel the same way. Whenever I eat, I mean, for me, it's like at the point where it's like dessert. Like any sort of like good food like that, I'm like, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
And it is wild how that happens. Like when we first got out here and we started drinking beers again, I haven't had beers in a while.
Yeah.
So I was drinking the beers and I was feeling like extra bloated and stuff. Whereas like 6 months ago, we're closing down bars every night, like drinking 10 beers a night at least. Yeah. I'm like not even phased.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, this is normal now.
Like it felt weird to go to bed without slamming like 4 or 5 beers at least.
Yeah. I don't know if I could have stopped. Like it like literally just I crashed and burned into my mom's house basically at that point.
Yeah. That was different.
Yeah. It was wild.
Yeah. So like basically the point of all this spiel has been like everybody's living in this like doped up world. Yes. This like sugared up, this like quick hit, quick fix. Like they think that it's normal. And then maybe when they stop and they like have a couple salads in a row and they start to like kind of feel like they aren't functioning at that same like energy level, it's like, yeah, well, your body's been used to being on crack for months or years.
Yeah. And let's not overlook the fact that this is largely an environmental problem.
Yes.
Like we changed our environment and this all took shape. Like we can't out here, everything takes longer. Everything's a 2-step process.
Yeah.
You have to work in order to live, like survive. You have to work in order to eat. You have to work in order to go to bed.
It's a pain in the ass to clean after you cook. It's a pain in the ass.
It's one of the worst parts about being here. But like going through that and like getting the rewards from doing harder stuff it's like greater satisfaction. It's a deeper level of satisfaction.
Yeah.
And then you go back home into the matrix of it all basically. And everything's fast.
Yeah.
Your social media, you're constantly scrolling quick. Your food's ready whenever you want. You got a pantry full of stuff. Like it's just easier. So it's gonna be interesting, like how well we can bring this kind of mindset back into real life and like integrate it.
Yeah. Another concept we've talked about, which kind of plays into this perfectly, is the idea of like an annual retreat out to a park or just out into the wilderness for a week, 2 weeks, a month out of the year, just to remove yourself from like you called it, the matrix. To pull yourself back out and kind of remember what your baseline is definitely something that will be heavily considered from here on out.
Absolutely.
Because
take the chance to reset.
Yeah.
It gets caught up. Like it's kind of the way that I talk about shrooms, where it's like you need a break from the constant buildup of just guck from normal life. Like the constant negative thoughts and like just everything is so much, I don't know, anxiety, fear, like all of those like basic underlying emotions that aren't really like like I'm not gonna say that I would have anxiety and like I'm scared of shit, but
Yeah.
like just those are the baseline things that kind of drive
Little
decision
things,
making.
Yeah.
And like just like rip those things out of the ground by being out here for 2 weeks or something like that would be huge.
And this, what we are doing is honestly like a very extreme way to handle that process. Like most people, if you like say, all right, like pop out here and go camp for 3 months, they're gonna fold instantly. Like maybe you last a week, if that. Not to say that everybody can't do this, anyone can do this, but Sam and I just happened to hit this when we're both kind of like in the groove. We both have the desire to unplug and cleanse.
We have absolutely nothing else going on in our life.
No responsibilities. Like it's really like the perfect time to hit this. So this isn't the solution for everyone, but it just goes to say that you need something like this.
Yeah, it's the theme, the general theme of unplugging, taking it slow, slowing down, and not really participating in everyday life. Like take that break from your job, go, like you get 2 weeks of vacation and everybody uses it in their own way. But like now with this whole, again, with society, it's like everybody's gonna keep up with the Joneses basically, and it's they went to Turks and Caicos, I gotta go to Turks and Caicos, and you're on the vacation, you're thinking about how like you're doing it and someone else is not doing it, and you're not even unplugging and enjoying yourself. Like you're doing stuff for other people constantly. Just be you, do yourself, have the ability to do that, and I like the benefits of doing that. And it's a hard thing to do. I'm not saying that like everybody needs to like snap out of it and do this right now, but like slow work on that self-growth path, and I think everybody would be like hugely rewarded from that.
And one of the number one things that we've gotten from this clarity, because it's like, okay, well, like you guys are off in the woods and you're talking about clarity, or you feel like you're detoxing. It's like, okay, great, but like what's the value? Like you're going to go back into the city and you're going to eventually get a certain level of toxification. Is it just to like go out and then like keep doing it over and over again, get toxified and then get detoxified? But the number one thing that we have gained from this is a sense of clarity and a sense of direction to push into, because a lot of the time you can just feel like you're floating. Is one thing that we talked about. Like in society, you feel like you're floating. Maybe you are just flowing along in life, as
blowing with the wind.
To quote Katy Perry, have you ever felt like a plastic bag floating through the wind, hoping to start again?
Bang, you nailed that.
I'm Katy. Hit me up. Come on the pod. We'll make a spot for you. You can sit right here.
You can stay in my tent if you want. I mean.
If you need, don't worry about it. We'll make it work. But so a lot of people go through life feeling like they're just kind of floating through it, maybe taking the path of least resistance. That's how I felt. It was like I don't really have a purpose or a sense of self. Like, who am I? I'm just the guy. I'm just the guy that I'm currently living in. I don't know. Like, I wake up, I do the things that Henry's always done, and then I go to bed and hope that I kind of fall into a better thing. But when you detoxify, it gives you a chance to reevaluate where you are and how effective the things you've been doing are, and what you can change, which direction you need to walk in to like try something out or try to grow. So then you go into like the toxic environment or whatever, because we won't be out here camping forever. We'll go back into the society and the social piece. And we just want to see if we can take this newfound direction to actually find some real legitimate success and fulfillment in that.
And I feel like since we've started doing this, it's kind of got to be this. Like I don't have a passion like I do for this in any other area of my life that I can think of. Like talking about jobs and money-wise, not like hobbies or like personal interest, but taking action and starting to do this kind of uncovered it too. Like beforehand I was like, like it seems like it would create a good life for me and I'm interested in like giving it a shot. And now we start doing it, and I'm like, I actually have like a fire to like continue to do this and make what we're creating better.
Yeah.
And that, just igniting that has been huge for me. Huge. Something that I have not had in my life before.
Yeah. It feels great to have a fire. And like we talk about, like every time we post something on social media or anytime we record anything, every time we do anything, we learn something.
Yeah.
We get a little bit better. And that feels good. It feels good to be progressing towards an ultimate goal.
Even like just look at the first 3 podcasts. The first one was literally just a video of me and you with a good view.
Yeah.
And like fire, we had a good conversation. But like mostly talking about like the production quality, like, and then we added in doing clips. And then now the clips are getting better. We added in like graphics in the cream of the crop episode. Like everything is just scaling like massively, super
quickly
quick.
too.
Yeah. So like this kind of behavior is, I think, inevitable to lead to success. Like that.
Yeah.
That mindset plus time equals success.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yes. That the discovery of that mindset has been so
powerful.
So powerful.
Like,
great word for that. Yeah.
It's massive. It's absolutely massive. It makes me feel good about myself.
Me too. I mean, I feel a little bit less like a bum, even though I might be living kind of a little bit more like one.
Yeah. Oh, something I was thinking about today when I was down there on my cliff. We're probably never going to get a view. Like, no matter how much money we make, we're probably never going to get views like we've had on this trip.
Yeah.
Like, waking up and seeing the views that we've had. Like, we're living in the best spots.
Yeah.
For free. It's kind of ironic. Like, we're doing this not in order to make money, but like in the pursuit of making a lot of money. And then we're going to have all this money and we're still not going to get as good of views and like be in such cool spots that we are now.
Yeah. And that's totally true. That's a great point. I hadn't even really thought about that specifically, but just like even the idea that we'll really never get to do this again.
Yeah.
Like even if we do another trip like this, we'll never get to do like the first trip.
Yeah.
Right out of college. Like this is a once in a lifetime gig and we get to ride it.
Yeah.
Like absolutely. Isn't this so fun?
It is a lot of fun. And that's like kind of an idea that we had talked about in the beginning, how it'd be cool to like look back. We'd be like, because in the beginning of this trip, we were like, please like have this be successful. Like we were really like hoping that it would work out. And then we started thinking about like, oh yeah, like when we are successful with this, we're going to look back and be like, remember starting? That was great. Yeah. And now we're kind of in like that in between where it's like, this is great. Yeah. Like we're fully just in the moment doing this, enjoying the process.
Yeah. Whether it's going on an awesome hike or finding a cafe to sit in and just work, is that feeling of like just being free. Like really right now, feel free.
Absolutely free. No schedule. We've been talking about that too. Like, there's nothing tying us down at all right now.
Yeah.
No, we don't even have girlfriends. We don't even have women in our lives, period. We haven't talked to girls in a long time.
Yeah. We haven't talked to like pretty much anybody except for each other in like a month. Yeah. Other than like on the phone or like random encounters with hikers and shit like that.
It's good though. I think it's really healthy, like to just detox from all the other outside influences in our life and just do what we want and like really focus on that has been, again, powerful.
Massive W.
Yeah, massive W in the chat.
Yeah, this experience has really just been like W after W, and even when it's an L, it's like another L comes around and we just make it into a W.
Bang. 2 L's if you put them sideways. That's a W
it's
right
a w.
there. Look at that.
It's a W.
That's a W.
Dubs in the chat. Like, come on. You can't not love it.
Yeah.
So it's been great. I mean, I wish everybody could experience this.
I knew it.
No way.
I knew it.
Mics haven't been recording?
Oh, wow.
Wowee.
Okay. So our mics and our camera just died.
Of course, when we were getting hot.
Yeah, this was such a great one. We still want to put it up, even though it kind of got fucked here at the end. But we enjoyed this conversation so much, we figured you guys got to hear it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys tuning in. Next week, we're going to make sure it's 1% better like we do every week. So
constant improvement, baby, making it happen.
Yep.
So
Kaizen.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys.
All right.
Sorry about that. We will catch you next week.
Yeah, be easy. Peace.
Take care.